guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel, the Squadron. Today it is story time. Please like, share and subscribe.
From the outside, the Kamau family was picture perfect. Looked like the kind you'd see on front cover of a magazine. A proud father standing tall, a graceful mother, her smile delicate yet strong, and their two beautiful twin daughters. Nia, the brilliant star. Zuri, the quiet dreamer. But what no one could see, not in this perfect picture, that behind the smiles, the shadows had already begun to grow. Nia had a glow about her, the kind you couldn't ignore. She walked into a room and it felt like the air shifted. Confident, photogenic, always ready with the perfect answer. Zuri. Well, she preferred the comfort of her sketchbook to the spotlight. Her thoughts painted in colors no one cared to see. Her thoughts, her dreams, they lived in colors and lines that only she could see. While Nia thrived in the spotlight, Zuri found safety in the shadows. Not because she wanted to hide, but no one thought to look for her there. To their father, Nia was the pride of the family. Everything a parent could wish for. Every achievement celebrated with a proud smile. Every success rewarded, met with applause. When she won, the whole house seemed to light up. And Zuri, she was the one standing at the edge of the frame, waiting for her turn, a turn that never came. It wasn't that she had nothing to show. No, it was that no one was looking. She really tried to speak to her father. These days she'd gather her courage, walk up to him and say, "Dad, look, I made something." But his eyes always moved away past her, to the phone, to the TV, to Nia, as though she was only part of the background. Her mother watched all this, but in silence. Zuri had her own kind of brilliance. Her art was alive. Colors that danced, shapes that told stories. But her art hung in the shadows, unnoticed, like a masterpiece gathering dust in an empty gallery. No one came to see. No one asked to know the story behind her paint. At school, Nia's name was written in gold on the honor board, the top of the class, captain of the debate team, admired by teachers and classmates alike. When she spoke, people listened. When she entered a room, heads turned. Even the teachers couldn't help themselves. "Nia, you have done it again," they'd say. Their praises always seemed to fall on Nia, as though Zuri's work was invisible. Sometimes she'd wonder if she could disappear completely and no one would notice except maybe the sketches of a sketchbook. Their mother saw it. She saw the way Zuri's shoulder curled inward a little more each day. She saw how her eyes lingered on her sister, not with anger, but with their longing. She wanted to speak, to tell her husband that something was wrong. But silence became her shield, even as she watched the distance grow. When the world outside forgot her, Zuri built her own, a world of paper and color, of shadows and light. Her room smelled faintly of turpentine and fresh paint, the soft scratching of her pencil the only sound. The late afternoon sun spilled through the curtain in golden strips, lighting up her half-finished canvas. A girl with her back turned, staring at a door that will never open. One day, her mother stepped quietly inside. She stood there for a long moment, looking at the drawings pinned to the wall. Landscapes of loneliness, portraits of longing. It was a world her husband had never tried to enter, and no, he would never understand. The news broke like a burst of fireworks. "Nia, you've done it! You've won the scholarship!" their father shouted, his voice ringing with pride. The living room filled with music, clinking glasses, neighbors laughing, and Nia's friends flooding in through the open door. But none of it was for Zuri. She stood at the edge of the celebration, her smile painted on, her heart quietly breaking. Zuri's gaze drifted to the family portrait on the wall, the one where she was standing at the edge, her first step behind everyone else. She'd thought it was just a coincidence back then. Now, she wasn't so sure. Desperate to be seen, Zuri tried everything. Debate club, sports, activities she didn't even like. Still, nothing changed. The next week, she tried again. Debate club. Her voice trembled, and no one clapped. Sports. She ran until her lungs burned, but her father's seat in the stands stayed empty. She even tried music, sitting at the piano long after the other students had left. But when she looked up, the only audience was her own reflection in the glossy lid. And sometimes Nia's words stung more than silence. "Oh, Zuri, that's nice," she'd say, looking at her artwork. "It's different." The way she said different made it feel like wrong. Maybe Nia didn't mean it that way, or maybe she did. Either way, the seed was planted and it was growing. Their mother noticed. She noticed everything. But each time she thought of speaking up, the words froze in her throat. She told herself she was keeping the pace. But peace built on silence is just another kind of war. One fought inside your own chest. It was during dinner that it finally broke. Zuri finally spoke the words she'd been swallowing for years, accusing her father of loving one daughter more than the other. "Do you ever see me, Dad?" The words cut through the laughter like glass shattering. Her father blinked, confused. "What kind of question is that?" "It's a real one," Zuri said, her voice shaking. "You love her more than you love me."